You're listening to a TGM production. Hello, and welcome to this 2026 first episode of our crime-based podcast, Only Murders on TV. Today we're talking about the second series of Patience. Before we go into talking about Series 2, Patience, we've now got to talk about Series 1 of Patience. When I first reviewed Patience, I went, oh wow, oh yeah, brilliant, way, it's amazing. And I had all, wow. And my Apple intelligence person was wrong. Talking. How rude of you. Thank you. Anyway, so, joking aside, we've reviewed it, went, yes, it's brilliant, yes, it's amazing, love it, wow, excellent, right? As the audio gets better. The more we watched, the more I went, oh, it's brilliant, it's amazing, it's outrageous, it's incredible. And I was like, well, yeah, it is. But then I discovered later that week, I think, that there is a French version of Patience called Astrid Murder in Paris. Turns out Astrid Murder in Paris is the original version of Patience. I thought nothing of it, right? On my birthday, I sat down with my family and watched the first episode of Astrid Murder in Paris. Now, I'd seen 30 seconds of it previously to see what it was. And obviously the first episode was going to be identical, obviously, because that's what happens when you do these things. The first episode's always identical because that's how you introduce this story, right? Fair enough. So then what happens is I don't think any more of it until we've now get back into watching Astrid Murder in Paris, and we're really into it, and all these things have happened. Oh, it's brilliant, it's great, oh, that's a really good thing, oh yeah. Patience Series 2 comes out. I don't think anything of it, right? I'm watching Patience Series 2 going, it's different due to, actors. Ella May Purvis is, I don't know if she's related to Peter Purvis. She is autistic, whereas in the French actress isn't. And they've got a new detective from Series 1, Series 2, it's Jessica Hines now. And so that's different, right? Didn't think much of it. Anyway, so I'm watching it, and my mum says, oh, that might ruin Astrid now. As in I think it's in America, it's just called Astrid. And obviously in the UK, it's called Astrid Murder in Paris. So I'm thinking to myself, no, it won't. Anyway, so at the very end, there's a cliffhanger at the end of Series 2, which I won't mention straight away. I'll mention it when we're further into this review than we are. As well, looking up to see if there's a, like, sequence, not sequel, but sort of, like, similarity to Astrid Murder in Paris. And there was, but it was just slightly different. Ever so slightly. Now, in episode 2 of Series 2, episode 2, there is a pianist at this music school, and a murder occurs, things issue, blah blah blah. Watching it, I thought, yeah, excellent episode. Every time they were playing the music, and there's like thousands, like 150 microphones in that room, and the student is practicing this thing, and you listen to it, and Patience picks up. There's talking, an argument. That's my impression of mumbling an argument. And I was thinking to myself, right, okay, yeah, excellent. I can't hear that. I'm glad Patience can, and I'm glad it really does exist. Yeah, excellent. But last night, I was watching Astrid Murder in Paris. Now, the description on the channel for app are different, so I'm thinking, not going to be the same. Oh, wait. Very subtle differences to the fact that Astrid's still got the partner that she had in series 1. In Patience, that she's trying to battle Love, new detective that isn't too keen on her. She's trying to battle. What else? She's trying to battle the fact that the pathologist, the crimes the person that deals with the body first, the forensic person. That's the word. And they've clocked on to getting patients in and all this. So there's a lot of different dynamics. Because in Astrid, I think a father's dead and mother left, and mother's still alive. In Patience, both her father and her mother are dead, and she's left with the guardian, right? And she works in criminal records, and she's into puzzles. She's got a cat, and in the criminal record area, she's got mice/rats. I'm not actually too sure what breed of rodent they are. So that's difference already, right? Difference. Astrid sort of walks around with the defenders every so often, right? You don't see her around the neck, whereas Patience wears it around the neck at all times. So there's very subtle difference. One in Paris, one set in York, but filmed in Belgium. I found that out yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday, today's Monday, and I was watching Sunday Brunch, and Mark Benton, who plays like the the head of that side of the York Police Department, he said it was filmed in Belgium. Some of it was filmed in York, obviously. Well, you have to Yorkman's, all the York stuff. I was going to say Yorkman's, but I don't think that's the name of it. So you sort of get the aspect of, yes, it's different, but it didn't ruin Patience for me, because I'd seen Patience before we'd come to the conclusion that they're very similar, right? So I had already seen the second series of Patience. I wasn't worried that anything was going to happen. I already knew there was going to be a similarity down the line, but I didn't think the episodes would be similar. While I was watching episode 3, maybe 4 of series 2 of Patience, there is an episode, and there's a sequence, and I remembered it exactly because it was in Astrid Murder in Paris. But I think that it seems that Patience is more intelligent than Astrid did in this sense, because in Astrid Murder in Paris, in that episode, the mumbling of arguments is discovered by the commander, and it's very noticeable. Even I could hear that, but in Patience, you couldn't. So let's talk about Series 2 and Patience. Now that we've announced there's a French version, because that was the thing that I didn't know when I did the first review, and I would have mentioned it if I had known it. So Patience is based on the French original crime drama Astrid Murder in Paris, or I'm not going to try and pronounce the French name, but in America, I think it's America, it's just called Astrid, which is slightly better name, because that's what we call it. Are we watching Astrid Murder in Paris? No, we call it Astrid. Yeah, Astrid. Well, they should rename it, to be fair. Anyway, so the second series. Let's talk about the key elements I liked from it. The following words contain spoilers for Series 2 of Astrid. Astrid currently airs Monday and Thursdays at 9 PM on Channel 4. This is not sponsored by Channel 4. I watched it on Wednesday at 9 PM when it came out. All episodes came out on the Channel 4 app. Terrible name for it. After, should have just called it All 4, leave it at that. And so I am not sponsored by Channel 4 or the production company or anyone associated with Astrid Murder in Paris or Patience, because Astrid Murder in Paris is still ongoing. Patience is the first ever English language version. Now let's talk about some of the key elements we liked from the second series of Patience. That is my version of a jingle. Right. Key element from Series 2. I liked that it wasn't just all about the crime this series. Yes, there's been a crime. Over there, a crime. But no, There's also love. Do 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 do. Ah, do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yes, between Astrid and this other fella that I can't think of his name. He's another one of those forensic people. I don't know if it is a pathologist, but forensic seems like the correct word. You've got Mark Benton's character dealing with the head office wanting social media for the police. Right? So you've got the social media manager to deal with. So that's 2 new characters arrived in this series. 1, social media manager. 2, Jessica Hyndman's character. Yeah. Now, what did I not like about this series at first? In the first 3 episodes, because you grow to love new characters as you go on. I didn't like Jessica Hyndman's character for the first 3 episodes. Neither did Patience, neither did anyone else, to be fair. So it was a unanimous decision between me and the characters on the show. We didn't really like her, but we grew to like her towards the end. So now I am a fan of Jessica Hyndman's character, but in the first 3 episodes I was dead against it. Thank you very much. Wasn't pleasantly. What's really weird is when when Jimmy Perez left Shetland, crime drama, Radio Times did an article about it. It was announced everywhere that the actor was leaving Shetland, but Shetland was going to continue. With the second series of Patience, no one, neither in press, neither the actors, neither did anyone mention a single word of why we've got a change of our lead character detective. Why? I have no idea. They said that she went on leave and then just decided not to come back and went off to Glasgow. She must have wanted to leave, and something must have happened behind the scenes that's not pleasant that made sure that this was all roped up quite quickly, I think. That's my opinion at the end of the day, my darling. The day. So I think that could be a possibility. It could be an odd possibility, yes, but it could be a possibility nonetheless. Personally, I think that if you're going to leave a show that's about to get a second series, you've got to announce it. It's got to be somewhere. You've got to say it somewhere that the press can pick up on it and people can read about it, because it just becomes weird otherwise if you never mention it. Not even in Sunday Brunch interviews, they briefly skim over the fact that Jessica Hyndman is now in it. I mean, she might promote it, I don't know, but it's one of those weird things. Now, my favourite episode, because this is it's a Vera type situation where, yes, it's the story of the day, but it's also a continuation of, from episode 1 to episode 8, the character, so, Patient falls in and out of love. The new detective grows to love a team, and the chief, Mark Benton's character, has dealings with the social media manager. There are 3 things that continue from episode 1 to episode 8. They continue throughout the series, right? But the crimes are one of each episode. So they're all standalone stories. And I think that the one that really good from the French version that excellently translated to the UK version was the one where the parrot... there's been a gunshot in a board office and it's gone through the window. There have been 2 shots. It's a great reveal, great ending, and such passion for the way it works. It's just excellent. I think it utilises this skill of storytelling that, yes, you've got all these brand new elements that the UK version's using for that series, but it's also using the elements from its original counterpart. And I think it just matches so beautifully. This whole series is beautiful. This series has elements of it that deserve a BAFTA. Okay, Patience deserves a BAFTA. Give Patience a BAFTA, please. Give Patience a BAFTA. Yes, it deserves a BAFTA. I think the portrayal of Patience is excellently done. She was brilliant in A Kind of Spark as well. But I think, as I've already said, the negative is in the first 3 episodes, it's Jessica Hyndman's character isn't great, but you grow to love her by the end of it because she grows to love the situation she's in at this point. I do think that I think having bent coppers now becoming a quite regular thing in crime works really well because Line of Duty made it really successful and it showcases as more of that happens. And I think that having her old work involved right at the end just perfectly melds this Jessica Allen character. Go, she wasn't very nice to begin with. This way she is now, and she's grown to love it, and she's now trying to defend her place, and now is really, really on board with how Patient thinks, works, and everything. And I think it just sort of encapsulates the spirit that this show needs. Yes, Mark Benton's right. This is like no other crime drama because this is about someone that wasn't in that end of the police who are in criminal records, and they've got this extraordinary mind that the police use and nurture, and everyone on board with the situation that Patience is in and how to best support her whilst trying to solve crimes and save the day. And I think that just sort of encapsulates the love for this show. This has been Only Murdered in the Building. I'm your host, Tom Mason. Bye-bye.